To add a test or log into Education Perfect, what you have to do is open a new tab, type in Education Perfect, or you can do it through Stratus on the drop-down menu in Apps. Once you select Education Perfect, it will load. What you need to do is go sign in with your school, type in Palmerston North Boys High School, and click the little button there, and it will load you into your Education Perfect control panel. What I'll do now is show you how to set a test remotely. If you want to give the students homework, you can do it in this tab here. If you want to use their pre-built questions, they're really good for an assessment. You can click on here, and the process is basically the same. So I'm going to make them a test. So I click on assessment. I need to go down and select which classes I have enrolled in Education Perfect. I'm going to do it for my Year 12s, so I select Year 12s. Those should be pre-enrolled for you. Abby's already done it. Then what you need to do is you need to select New Assessment, and you can create your own pre-build, or you can use one of their quick tests. I quite like the quick tests. I need to select who it's for. I'm going to assign it to my Year 12 Biology. I need to say what it's on. So once you go and click on that, you need to go and find your curriculum. So for me, I'm going to use the biology curriculum, NCEA Level 2, biology, and I'm going to do it on, for me, 2.6 because that's my current achievement standard that I'm working on. And you can select what you want to. If you're going to select a different one, 2.1, or you can select multiple if you'd like. It really just depends on what you want. So I'm going to select 2.6 for this one. There's 13 lessons in there that I'm going to test them on. I can remove these as well if I want to. So now I've only got 9 lessons, or if I add more, I'm going to have more. Confirm those. Alright, once I've done that, I can see that there are 210 questions available. How many do I want to ask my students? 70. It'll give you a time, an estimated time for the test. So this is going to be 35 minutes to 53. So if I want to make it an hour, I can just change the questions to 90. So now it's going to go between 46 and an hour and 9 minutes on average. So I'm not going to do that. I'll do 80. I can rename it if I want to. I'm going to call it test. I can add instructions if I like. When do I want it to start? So this is when do you want it to become live or not. So I'm going to start it today I'm going to start it, let's say, on Friday. And it's going to start at 8 AM. And I'll let them finish it on whenever. Let's make it Friday as well, in a week's time. And I'll give them till 3 PM to do it. So they have a good week to do that. I need to change the assessment conditions. So I allow 70 minutes to complete the test. I'm going to allow them 60 minutes to complete the test. Pause the timer when the student leaves the assessment. I don't want that to happen. I just want them to have an hour non-stop. You can have no time limit. This is a single attempt. If you want them to have more than that, you allow them multiple attempts. They can generate unique assessment for each student. That means that if they're sitting next to each other, they're not going to see the same student. If you were in class, you could have a code enable full screen monitoring mode. So that means that if a student leaves and goes and looks up the answer, it will tell you. It lets them use a calculator and so on and so forth. Enable text-to-speech results. You can withhold them until you choose to release them. Targeted remediation is basically if a student hasn't got 70% in the test, it will keep giving them targeted remediation in order to help them. You can say, you can turn this off if you want to, you can make it 0. That's how you would do it. Optional settings is you can email a summary report, or you can email my students about this assessment if you want to, and then you just click set assessment. So every student in my class now will get an email. I can copy and paste this link and put it in my OneNote. If you're using Google Classroom, you can share it into OneNote, and it goes through and shows you who's in your class and what they've done and when it will become available. Pretty simple, very easy to use. Once that's finished, you will have monitoring. So obviously I've only got monitoring within 3 days because my test becomes live in 3 days. And at the end, you can go through and analyze it. It will give you the results, show you which parts you taught well and which ones you didn't. It's very good, works great, and the students get targeted remediation, as I said. You would do the exact same thing if you were setting a homework task. The only difference is that they have time and it's not graded. So if I was going to set a homework task, for example, here's my tests here, and we're in the assessment section at the moment. You can see if I was going to set a homework task, I would come over here to homework and tasks. I'm going to add a new task. So I select my year 12s, add a new task. What do I want them to do? Do I want it to be a smart lesson? So I click on there. Who do I want it? You can select more than one class if you like. That's the year 12s. I need to choose some content now, so it might be COVID-19 stuff that I want them to have a look at. All right, so if I click over here, you can see the number of lessons down the bottom right going up. So there you go. I'm going to select all of those. This is their homework. I'm going to confirm that selection. So there's actually 15 lessons there. Those are all of them there. You can preview those lessons as well by clicking on them, and it will show you the content. I'm just going to leave this as COVID-19. When do I want it done? 7 days. You can change that like I did last time. Live feed to boost students' engagement. I don't really need to be notified if they're off the task. Enable the EP dashboard. I'm not really too stressed about that. And there's optional settings. I'm going to assign them 15 lessons for homework. Click on assign task, and there you go. They have Education Perfect assigned there as well. If you want to post that, you can post that to your OneNote. You can share it to Google Classroom. You can email the students a reminder. And if I go back, now you will see that in the homework and tasks, they're sitting there for my year 12s. All right. If I click on homework and tasks, it's going to show me all the stuff that I have. These are obviously the senior vocab tests. If I click on my assessment, that you will see the upcoming assessments that I have in there. If I click here, you'll see the one that I made at the beginning of this video. If you've got any questions, flick me an email. Thanks very much.